What doing?
Not a lot.
Hi guys, I'm Max and this is Sophie and welcome back to our van build.
This week we are focusing in on our bathroom. We need to make it waterproof, we need to get our vinyl up on the walls, and we need to get a shower running. So let's get to it.
We have a fully framed out and clad bathroom and now we need to look at waterproofing it. There's a few different stages to what we're going to be doing, and the first one is to paint all the wood inside with a clear varnish. So that's the first job. We are just using some really cheap clear varnish to coat the ceiling, floor and all the walls that are wood in the bathroom. So I'm going to do that now.
That's the first coat of waterproofing varnish on. So we're gonna leave it to dry and probably have lunch. Max has just gone to wash his brushes, and because he's been able to wire up our mushroom vent, I'm gonna switch that on and hopefully it'll help dry out the varnish.
So the next layer in our waterproofing of our bathroom is using a adhesive, sealer and filler product to join up all of the corners and places where all the ply meets and where the ply meets the aqua panel as well. So we're going to go around, fill up all the joins, let that dry, then move on to the next stage. We are using white Sika EBT and it's branded as a high performance, permanently elastic, which is the key bit, flexible, adhesive, sealant and filler. We're using it for all those things, so it should be good.
So Max is starting to seal in the aqua panel and the ply. Looking good.
So we are back and it's a new day and we have left our sealant and all our joining adhesive stuff for 48 hours to dry, and now we need to just fill off some of the uneven bits within the bathroom with some more filler, and then it's going to be, once that's dry, it's going to be all ready to cover in vinyl and paint. So I've got my filler and my scrapers and gloves this time because I've still not got all of the Sikaflex off my hands from 2 or 3 days ago when we did this. So I'm just gonna do a bit more leveling out of some of the joins that are ever so slightly not lined up, and then we are going to let that go off and then it's time to vinyl. So we're very close to it being vinyl time. What are you doing?
Because these two walls aren't getting vinyled, we are painting them. I'm just filling the holes and sanding down the filler so that we get a nice smooth painted finish from this end.
We're going to chuck a coat of undercoat onto those two walls before we do the vinyl on the big wall and the small walls. It's all happening today. It'll look a bit different by the end of today, won't it?
I'm hoping so. I want to see it looking fairly finished by the end of today, so fingers crossed.
So what's your plan?
I'm just gonna paint these two walls in undercoat. Not very exciting.
At least there's loads of room to do this, right?
There is like zero room. It's nice because the sealant gives you a nice line to cut into, so it's quite easy.
You got enough room in there?
The award for the most awkward painting position ever.
Have you got enough light in there?
No, there's not enough of anything in here.
Just don't step backwards into the tray of paint.
No shit, Sherlock.
Alright, sass pants.
All the sass in my pants. I can't bend over because my bum will touch the wall.
Squat.
I'm gonna have to hold it. So those two walls are now in undercoat, which means we finally get to look at the vinyl.
So we have our vinyl flooring that we're putting on the walls.
Our vinyl sausage.
Which we need to unwrap and have a look at. Which we've had for a while actually, haven't we?
Yeah, some of you might remember it from a few episodes ago.
Maybe 10, 15. So we'll open it up, work out how best to get it on these walls. So Sophie's dad Jason is here to give us a hand getting this vinyl wall up, which is going to be nice and cosy in our little bathroom. And they are just looking at scribing to get the curve of the side wall in. So we're going to do the end piece first and then look at the two side walls, one of which is quite a lot bigger than the others. Do it.
First cut. So we've shoved it in the bathroom to just make sure our tiles are kind of lining up where we want them, and we're going to cut off some of the excess now and put it back in and then like score the proper line. So let's do that. Telling me it's stressful. It is cut into a vague shape that is like our back wall. We now need to try and glue it down and hope it doesn't fall back off again.
So we're using a little tool made for tile adhesive to just try and spread this out as much as we can. To get a nice even coverage to start with. Which will hopefully give us a bit of a head start on getting it all level.
How much sealant are we going to use?
Well, we're on about a whole tube so far because we started with half of one. So probably need another trip screw fit.
Oh no!
Oh cock.
Silicon safe, kids. Right, grab your vinyl.
Grabbing vinyl.
It's going in.
It's going in.
It looks like you're about to go down a mine shaft.
I might be. Which way up do we want it?
Top at the top.
The correct way.
Yes.
Bottom at the bottom.
What we don't want. I'm going in.
He's going in. From this angle it looks like a clown car. You know, like how many people can you fit in the tiny space? It looks so good! Second piece cut.
Numero two.
Numero two.
Numero two. In.
A nice close-up of you.
Thing is, you can't have a not nice close-up of me.
Did you want to explain the thought process behind this version?
Less stuff out the tube, more frequent lines, more even coverage.
Less bobbly surface.
Less bob. Sure. I can't get over how good that wall looks.
I love that it matches the aqua panel. Like the pink in the in the wall matches the pink in the aqua panel.
Do you want to just leave it like this?
No.
Beautiful. That looks grand.
It's the next day.
Next day, and we need to do the walk of shame to the van to see if the vinyl's fallen down or not.
I'm hopeful.
So am I.
So we vinyled the first two walls in our bathroom yesterday, as you would have just seen, obviously. And
watching the video.
And we think it's going to have worked, but actually we couldn't find anyone else that had also done this. So yeah. Is it all just going to be a pile of vinyl on the floor in a heap?
It's looking promising. It's still up! It's still up!
Yeah?
Yes! It is up!
Oh, awesome. Oh, it looks good as well.
It's definitely not one of those like white bathrooms, is it?
Nice and colourful.
I like the colours.
Got those two walls done yesterday with your dad's help, didn't we?
Uh-huh.
So today
is this, the big ply wall of doom. Coats of paint on these two walls, which are looking pretty solid actually. Looking good.
Yeah, once we get all the walls done, it's going to be like shower plumbing, electrics for like the lighting and that kind of stuff in the bathroom. And then yeah, the toilet box, which is going to be our composting toilet that we've bought a separating divider piece for, and we are going to build the box to hold all of the waste and all of the compost and toilet roll and all that kind of stuff. We need to do all the like sanitary sealant around the joints of the vinyl, but we're going to wait until it's all properly gone off before we do that. Then yeah, that'll be the bathroom ticked, and on to the next thing.
Next step is to cut the vinyl for the large ply wall back here. We need to make sure it matches up on the grout lines that are already on the vinyl that's up. So we can't just sort of like put it in at the bottom and push it up. We're going to have to level it in the middle and then cut around that shape. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult than the other two, which meet at right angles, so they're easy. But we're going to give it a go and we'll see how successful we are.
What have you got?
Wrong. Plumbing.
What's that pile of coppery brassy stuff for?
It is going to be our shower system with these things.
These things.
The taps for the shower.
So we always had this idea about building our shower, so our coming through to the shower room, our taps, and then like a mixer tap and everything out of copper pipework. So we've just taped up onto the wall what we think we would like.
This is what we've sort of planned. So you've got the taps coming in at the bottom down here, and they run up to a mixer in the middle where we can basically just turn the shower on and off, and we don't have to worry about setting the temperature, so we can save water. And we've also done it in this way so that there is basically a copper bar across this point, because we've always designed this shower to be kind of like a drying room. We're going to have a heater outlet in here so that we can dry wet clothes, or I don't know if we had coats and stuff if it's been raining. And we're going to use something like this.
Beautifully demonstrated. I'll show you it in there.
Which will hang on that copper piping like this.
And then you can open it.
Ooh. So it would come down here like this, and then would dry over the shower so we don't get any drips. So the copper piping along this rail here will be for that to hang on. So we're going to start by making these longer copper pieces so we can sort of hold it in here and decide whether or not it's too intrusive in our shower space. Because obviously, you know, it's a van, so there's not tons of room in here. And we're going to maybe lose some with this copper, like exterior copper piping. But we'll give it a go, see what it looks like, and decide if we want it or not. And if we don't, we're going to have to go back to the drawing board. So a cool contraption.
Well, we just gave that a go, and it looks like it's now bent to about 90 degrees, but who knows?
We've never used this before, and it's a pretty cool piece of kit.
Probably
though.
could have just spent 5 minutes googling it and learning how to use it, but that would have been
It's
no
got a
fun,
90
would it?
degree in it.
I think, you know what, I don't think that's far off.
Yeah.
It's pretty smart.
Lovely.
Couldn't get much neater than that, really, could we?
We have an itty bitty pipe cutter.
Nice, cheap, tiny one. You tighten it up and then just spin it round. In fact, I'm going to put that somewhere I can catch it. Doesn't just drop off.
Nice.
There we go, so we just need another one of them now for the other side.
What have you got there?
A roughly cut big wall that we are gonna dry fit, I think, and see how it looks.
Anyway. You look so scared.
Yes.
So we've just stuck that larger wall on, and while it's drying and before we get too carried away with any plumbing or anything else, we are going to put some lights in there because it's going to make everything easier so we can actually see. Action!
For the lighting of the bathroom, we're going to be using more LED strip. It is waterproof LED strip this time, so it's completely sealed in, and it is going to go in this conduit, which is like the stuff we used before, but a 90-degree angle.
Cool.
So we've cut our profile down, we've put some end caps on to try and make sure it's all waterproof, and we're gonna stick some little clips in so that we can take the profile up and down if we need to, and then we'll put it back in again.
I can't get it out now.
It's pretty wedged in there, huh? We're just squibbing behind the little brackets so we try not to cause ourselves a leak. Yay!
Can you see them?
Yeah.
Can you put them? Finally be able to see in our bathroom.
It's so dark in there.
It'll make life so much
It
easier.
would be a lot nicer if we had natural light. But we don't. LED lights it is.
When we can afford a third roof vent of some kind.
We can't afford the space on the roof, let alone the actual roof vent.
What doing?
Sticking this into that.
Exciting. So what Sophie's doing now is cutting the LED tape down to length, and then we're going to stick it into that LED profile, put the diffuser on, throw it back in, and see what it looks like with some lights on.
Because it's waterproof LED, it's got like a plastic dome over it, and it's kind of weird to cut. Now we need to do the diffuser. What flavour of diffuser did we go for this time?
So the stuff in the van that we did last time was opal, did we decide?
Yes.
Which makes this semi-clear.
Semi-clear.
Because it is not clear, and it is not opal, it is semi-clear.
It lets a little bit more light through than the opal stuff. So the diffusion won't be as strong, but we needed more light in the bathroom to see what we're doing. So semi-clear it is.
So that is our LED strip into our diffuser. Looking all nice and neat. So we're going to go click it into those clips and see how it looks.
Click it into those clips.
Then we can power it up as well and see how much light we actually have in the bathroom.
I hope it's enough.
I hope it's enough.
I want to see myself while I wash my body.
You don't want to miss a spot, do you?
No. The colours really pop with the
This light on
the light on it. Yeah, it makes it really like warm and lovely.
So after a day away from it, what do you think?
It looks really good. The undercoat's kind of turned into like a flat colour now, and you can see the contrast between the vinyl and the colour on the floor. It's looking really good.
What are we going to start with today?
I'm going to get the proper colour on these walls, so our cream. Finally using the bathroom paint for a bathroom. It's a miracle. So that's going to go on, and we need to do the plumbing. Let's bend some copper.
So while Sophie is painting those walls in the van, I am going to look at this dream we have had about this shower with this copper piping. We bent a couple of pieces yesterday, so I'm now going to cut it down and attach some of the compression fittings and see quite how it's all going to work.
So the bathroom has its first coat of proper painting, proper bathroom paint, and I think it looks really nice. The best way I can describe the colour, because it doesn't show up very well on the camera, is like masking tape colour. It's literally exactly the same colour as the masking tape I put in to protect the vinyl. So yeah, it's looking really nice.
Ready?
ready. Yay! Looks really good.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I really do.
That'll be £275 for you, and that's the mace rate. What have we just thrown together?
Our shower, basically. It looks so cool. So it's gonna have the shower hose attached to here, which will like droop and then come and sit in the corner somewhere, but we're basically gonna use it like a handheld shower more often than not.
And then what are those two taps?
Oh, so these, we set the temperature with these two, so you don't really like have to change that. And then because we need the shower to be water efficient, we just go turn on and off, like, you know, like on, wash your hair, off, kind of a thing, so that we don't have to mess around with setting a temperature every time you turn on and off to save water. Pretty.
So something roughly like that.
I think it looks really awesome. I honestly think it looks really cool. I was really worried it wasn't gonna, you know, like you have a vision in your head and then you don't think it's gonna come out the way you want it to, but I think it looks really awesome.
Good job.
Good job. Can you hold it so I can see?
Sure.
We're just measuring up for the 2 holes we need to cut into our shower. It's crazy because we've spent so long making it waterproof and watertight with no holes, and now we have to drill 2 holes into it. But it'll be fine. We'll get it right first time.
What have we just done?
Oh, pilot hold into the shower, which was scary as all hell. They are slightly off, but they're pretty damn close, so we just need to make sure our larger holes are leveled slightly. I think it's probably to do with the wood on the outside being not straight to the grout lines on here, so
Most likely.
yeah, we want it to look straight from in here, even though it might not be mathematically straight on the outside.
It's all about the aesthetics.
It's all
isn't
about how it looks, yeah. All right.
So I'm gonna go through with some bigger holes now, and you're gonna stand in here and see what carnage it creates.
Yeah.
There we have our first hole.
We've hit a bit of a snag, guys. We've drilled all of our holes through, or tried to, and realised that one of our metal plates that's holding in the aqua panel is literally exactly right underneath it. Because we're idiots, we didn't mark where they were or even think about it until now. So now we're gonna have to maybe make a little tiny slit in the vinyl to try and get that metal plate out. Actual nightmare.
I have nothing to say.
So this is what it looks like behind the vinyl right now, and we are literally trying to screw through that. So we're gonna have to get it out from underneath the vinyl somehow. Biggest drill bit in the world! Oh my god.
You can call me the surgeon.
It was literally like removing something out of somebody's body. Look at that!
Hoover, please.
Oh, you messed that up, huh?
So we've just re-drilled the hole, which is messier than the first one, even with those bits of vinyl that we cut back. But once we put that on there, it actually covers all the little slits we've made anyway. So it's going to be nice and watertight after all. So now we've got them very roughly poked through, we need to look at the other side, work out how much copper pipe we need coming out the back and cut it down, and then look where we're going to add our little 90-degree compression fittings.
And then we get to join it up to water! I know, I think I'm probably getting a bit ahead of myself, but it's basically that point.
Crisis averted.
Crisis averted. I was a bit panicked then, not gonna lie.
It was slightly hairy for a moment.
We have re-glued the vinyl down, so disaster averted. It's all good. We now need to get these on this side of the shower so we can actually join up to our water system. We need to cut off these sort of, I don't even know what they're called. Extra bits of pipe. They're like a particular fitting that goes through walls. I don't know what they're called. We need to cut down that pipe and then make sure these fit in here. And it needs to be short enough so that we can still fit our oven in this gap. So that's what we're doing now. What are these called?
These?
Yes.
A hose union? I don't actually know.
Oh, okay.
So we've just cut those down to a little stubby length. We're going to poke them through, screw them in place with the holes that are in them, and then look at the attachments on the rear side.
Get plumbing done.
Get plumbing done. Cool, so now we have those two down to a 12mm barb fitting. We're going to jump back to plumbing, which we've done in videos before, so click up there, somewhere, up above me, to have a look at them. But we are going to cut down our pipe, push our hose fitting on for cold and for hot, and then Jubilee up, clip up the connections, and then in theory we can power our pumps, put some water in our tanks, and get water through to this point, and test out on the inside how the shower works. Exciting.
So we are about to chop into our cold water line to tee off for the shower. We don't know if there's any water in it or not. We can't remember because we tested the plumbing a long time ago. So let's see if we're gonna get wet.
Ready?
Yep.
Dry.
Dry. Dry is good. Getting yourself into some hot water.
Prefer if it was a cup of tea.
Nice rubbery cup of tea. We're just using some hot water like we did with our other connections to soften the pipe so that it goes on the barb connectors, and then as it cools down it shrinks back down and creates a really nice tight seal. Connections have been made. We've put in emergency towels everywhere, and now we need to find a way to fill our tanks whilst still being inside the lockup. So let's go get some jugs. So we have hand carried a couple of litres into our tanks, and we're gonna hit the go button.
The go button.
The go button. Yay!
It's a good amount of water.
So we're super happy that the shower is working here.
Can you grab a towel?
Uh-oh.
So we had a couple of leaks and got through a fair few towels, mopping it all up.
You may have seen us battling through some of those leaks on Instagram, but we are back and dry and ready to move on to the next thing. It took a while.
Got all of those leaks sorted, all tidied up, and our shower is working. Minus the shower hose and head, but there is water coming out where it will need to.
And there is no water coming out where it shouldn't be coming out, which is good.
That's the key bit, really.
Yes.
So we're going to leave it there for this week with a working shower that we're really happy with.
Yay!
This next week we're going to be looking at our separating toilet and building the box and the little kind of system to do all of that. So make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss out on all that shit.
Drop a comment below if you've enjoyed watching us struggle with some plumbing. And I guess we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.